Roger Federer is arguably one of, if not the greatest tennis players of all time. The Swiss superstar recently announced his retirement from the game and has left a gaping hole in the hearts of many tennis fans. While the maestro from Basel has had some incredible moments in his career, we'll be taking a look back at some of the best comebacks of his glittering career. Let's start our video for today. First things first, Federer's the king of comebacks. The record 8-time Wimbledon winner often overcame his opponents in a dominating fashion, where he would be winning from start to finish. We've seen the Swiss maestro beat unimaginable odds multiple times throughout his career. There have been moments where he's gone on to win from impossible situations where we had lost all hope, but Federer somehow managed to pull through. And that brings us to his win against Berdych at the 2009 Australian Open. To everyone's surprise, Federer just didn't look right from the start of the match. The Czech rushed to a 4-1 lead after breaking in the 5th game of the first set. Roger came right back to break in the next game and then held off to make the score 3-4. However, Berdych didn't look in any mood to let go as he held his next 2 serves to win the first set. The second set was much tighter and was eventually decided in Berdych's favor. 2 sets ahead of the Swiss maestro, Berdych now had a realistic chance to make an upset here. Everyone in the crowd was pretty much bamboozled. Yes, we used that word, as Roger had been in amazing form and hadn't dropped even a single set in his last 3 matches. The game might have been done and dusted in the 3rd set, but luck seemed to be in Federer's favor. Tied at 3-3, Berdych was broken after missing 3 incredibly easy volleys on the net. The 6-time Australian Open winner accepted the gift with open arms and sealed the 3rd set 6-4 to make it 1-2 in the match. The 4th set was settled as Roger broke early and Berdych just never managed to recover the break. Both of them held all their remaining serves in the set and Roger sealed the set 6-4. In the 5th set, it looked like the Czech star's resilience had finally come to an end as he was broken twice. Federer went on to easily win the set 6-2, securing a remarkable 4-6, 6-7, 6-4, 6-4, 6-2 win. Up next, win against Monfils in the quarterfinals of the 2014 US Open. 2014 had already been quite disappointing for Federer after losing in the semifinals of the Australian Open to Nadal in straight sets and then 2-3 to Djokovic in the Wimbledon final. It looked like the disappointing run would continue as the 5-time US Open champion went 2 sets behind against French star Gaël Monfils. Gaël Monfils had always been rated as one of the most talented players in the tennis circuit, but for one reason or another, his career never really took off as many expected it to. There was no way Monfils was letting this lead go without a fight. Federer rushed to a 2-0 lead in the 3rd set, but then lost his serve in the next game. But he broke Monfils' serve again in the next game to rubber stamp the set in his favor. The Swiss maestro held his nerve to secure the set 6-4. Monfils, being the athlete that he is, had no plans of letting up in the 4th set. He made Federer work ever so hard as the Swiss legend had to save 2 match points to eventually win the 4th set 7-5. The 4th set was extremely close, and Monfils looked totally spent after missing out on 2 opportunities to close the game in his favor. Now with the score level at 2-2, there was just no way Federer was going to lose from here. Federer played dominating tennis and won the 5th set 6-4 to close out the game with a score of 4-6, 3-6, 6-4, 7-5, 6-2. Moving on, win against Del Potro in the quarterfinals of the 2012 French Open. It looked like Federer's bad run on clay would continue as Del Potro easily won the first set 6-3 after breaking early in the set. The Argentine star looked in great form, glistening on the court with his incredibly strong forehands. The second set was much more competitive, with both players getting broken once each. Federer had chances to break again later in the set, but was unable to take them. Del Potro eventually won the set in the tiebreaker after going into an early 1-4 lead, which Federer just couldn't recover from. Despite the Argentine's heroics, it didn't look like it was going to be his day as he continued to struggle with a knee injury. With Del Potro not quite at 100%, Roger moved in quickly to capitalize as he took a 3-0 lead early in the 3rd set. Del Potro tried to put up a fight, but was no match for the Swiss star's superior shot play in his condition. Federer closed off the 3rd set 6-4. The 20-time Grand Slam winner now had a bit between his teeth and moved things up a gear. He played Del Potro, who was now looking visibly restricted with his knee injury, off the court and won the 4th set 6-0 in a resounding manner. With the range that Federer has, there was no way for the Argentine to move across the court to match his shots. The Swiss maestro comfortably won the 5th set 6-3, winning the match with a score of 3-6, 6-7, 6-4, 6-0, 6-3. Next, win against Cilic in the quarterfinals of the 2016 Wimbledon. The first set was a tightly contested affair and eventually went down to a tiebreaker. In the tiebreaker, Cilic took full control of the game, quickly moving into a 0-5 lead. Federer tried to fight back, but it was too little too late as the Croatian international took took the first set. Losing the first set in such a close manner seemed to have shaken Roger's confidence as he dropped his second service game of the second set. Other than one breakpoint, the most decorated player in Wimbledon history was unable to muster any further opportunities in the set, while Cilic looked to be in fine form. The Croatian played some great, aggressive tennis to take the set 4-6. Federer now had to resurrect another comeback out of a tough situation. Over the third and fourth sets, there were multiple occasions where Cilic could have sealed the game in his favor, but the Swiss maestro just managed to survive by the skin of his teeth. He had to save 3 breakpoints in order to secure the third set 6-3, but things would get even closer in the fourth set. Cilic had 3 match points, but Roger somehow managed to pull things back and eventually won the set in a nervous tiebreaker. It would have been quite easy for Cilic to fold in the fifth set after the disappointment in the third and fourth sets, but fair play to him as he still gave it his all. After a closely contested set for the first 7 games, Federer swooped in to take the set 6-3, sealing a historic win. Continuing on, Federer fights off Tommy Haas at the 2009 French Open. This is one of the most important wins of Federer's career, as it was on the road to his first and only French Open title. Roger looked shaky from the offset, while the veteran from Germany was in an unforgiving mood. Haas capitalized on Federer's nervous start and took the first 2 sets 7-6 and 7-5. The 2009 French Open champion looked all set to crash out of the tournament when Haas had a chance to break when the score was 4-3 in the third set. With Haas licking his lips at breakpoint, Federer looked down and out. The Swiss maestro missed his first serve, and everyone thought this would be it. He served again, this time it was in, and Haas responded with a cracking backhand return across the court. To everyone's surprise, Federer responded with an inside-out forehand almost as fast as a bullet and saved the break. With momentum now on his side, Federer won the third set 6-4 and then went on to win the fourth and fifth set with comfortable scores of 6-0 and 6-2. And finally, Federer beats Nadal in the 2005 Miami Masters. Federer vs. Nadal, or as some like to call the duo, Fedal, is arguably the greatest rivalry in the history of tennis. Still early days in his career, an 18-year-old Nadal came up against the best tennis player in the world at the 2005 Miami Masters. He had already beaten the Swiss superstar once before in his career. Everyone expected him to grab another win after he raced into a 2-set lead against his Swiss counterpart in the Miami Masters final. The match looked over as Nadal went into a 1-4 lead in the third set, but Federer had other ideas. It looked like the world number 1 had flipped a switch in his head and started playing some amazing tennis. He won the third set after taking it into a tiebreaker. The fourth and fifth sets were much more comfortable for the Swiss superstar, winning them 6-3 and 6-1 respectively. Federer won the game and secured the Miami Masters title with a score of 2-6, 6-7, 7-6, 6-3, and 6-1. That's it for today. We would love to hear from you. What are your favorite Roger Federer moments? Will tennis ever be that good again? Do let us know in the comments section. Please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for all the greatest news in town. See ya!